All cell phones are flawed. That's it. All right, that's all. What's up, guys? Tony Hannity's here from LazyTechGuys.com. Tonight, I wanted to talk to you guys about a new cell phone that will be available exclusively through Kickstarter. This is the Robin. No, not that one. No, not him either. Now, the Robin was born from a company called NextBit. NextBit is a San Francisco-based startup and is comprised of 3 founders. These guys are from Google as well as HTC, and with their background in Android, they wanted to create a phone unlike any other. Now, I started this video by saying all phones are flawed, and what I mean by that is all phones have a memory capacity maximum. And once you hit that maximum, what do? You delete files, you delete apps, and you as the user have to go and do that. So what NextBit said was, why don't we just create a program that communicates with the cloud and we can offload files and programs and then re-download when needed. The Robin was born. Let's talk about the specs real quick. So the Robin is going to start off at $299 if you can get the early bird, which I believe is already gone. And it's going to come in 2 different colors, mint and midnight. I personally prefer the midnight, but hey, to each their own. Now, if you're a spec monger, you're probably going to like these specs. We're looking at a Snapdragon 808 processor, 3 gigabytes of RAM, 32 gig onboard storage, no SD card, but we'll get to that. The screen is 5.2 1080p, so not 4K. The battery is going to be 2680 milliamps. The rear camera is supposed to be really spectacular. 13 megapixel camera with phase detection autofocus, and it also shoots in RAW. And the front camera is 5 megapixel. Other features include NFC, a fingerprint scanner, quick charging, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and it has all the main bands, at least here in the United States, for both T-Mobile and AT&T. And best of all, there's no bloatware. And they've even unlocked the bootloader. So if you're in the know-how to root and ROM and put whatever kind of, I guess maybe like a CyanogenMod build on there, you could if you wanted to. This isn't a Nexus device, and it's not completely Google vanilla, Android vanilla experience, because they do have their own skin on there. But the fact of the matter is, it's all the main apps that you would use, and for the apps that you don't use, they just won't be there. So like I said earlier, you only have 32 gigabytes of onboard storage. And while you might say that's not a lot, why don't I get 32 and 64 and maybe even 128 gigabytes? Well, the problem is those phones end up being very, very pricey. I mean, case in point, you look at how expensive the Galaxy Note 5 is for the 128 gigabyte model, and very few people are going to be buying that. And Samsung's a huge company. They can afford to do that. These guys are a startup. So they're trying to be smart, and it also is going to let your money really stretch throughout the years. And so the idea is the phone will detect how much you use certain apps. And over the course of a month or so, it will, in a sense, put those apps dormant and move the memory capacities of those apps onto the cloud. Now, the cloud that they're using is their own cloud from what I can tell, but you do get 100 gigabytes. And like I mentioned, for those photos in RAW, you can upload those to the cloud as well too. And so what happens is that if you look at your phone screen, you're going to see all of your applications and everything. So you'll still see the Twitter logo, you'll still see your Instagram logo, but those logos will be grayed out. And so that means you don't use that app. But if you need it, essentially what's going to happen is you tap it, and over Wi-Fi, preferably, it would re-download that app. And I would assume, again, I haven't tested this out, that all of your credentials are already still there. So you don't have to sign back in and everything. I'm hoping. In a world where all phones are basically black slabs and we're going to a point where it's just spec wars, NextBit wanted to attack this from a different angle. And I'm not quite sure how the general market is going to respond to this. Now, the people that have backed this definitely are the Android fanboys and the tech nerds and things like that, and they can get behind the concept of cloud storage and offloading things very easily. So the nice thing too is it's not locked down. So if you are, like me, an Office 365 subscriber, you get a terabyte, and you can upload your raw photos to that cloud as well too, as well as the NextBit cloud. Again, it's really up to you. These are the options. But the key bread and butter, the main magic behind this is you don't have to do anything. You just turn your phone on and, oh yeah, that's right. I haven't used this app for a month or so. I might want to use it once in a while, but I don't feel like I want to fully uninstall it. So at least it's still there as a placeholder, if you will. So we are actually going to go check out the Robin in San Francisco on the night of September 3rd, and we're going to get some hands-on with it, hopefully, maybe even talk to the guys behind the Robin and find out exactly where all this came from. Was it more of a cloud-based concept, or it was something else? So let me know if you have any questions that you'd like me to ask these guys. Put them in the comment section below here, and definitely like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel, and hey, thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.